Welcome back to Trade Pro FX. This is another amazing video. So today we are going to be looking about this candlestick here, one candlestick that might help you entirely. So the first thing after you identify such a candlestick, mark the highest point and then mark the lowest point, and then wait for a retest in case it's on the above, and you pick your trade from that point. You wait the retest from the lowest point, you enter the trade from that point. So this is volatility 25 index, and then I will be marking the same thing I've shown you on that image. So I'll mark the highest point of this candlestick, as this is a bullish candlestick. So I'll mark the highest point on top of that wick, and then I'll still mark the lowest point, which you can see on that candlestick we have no wick. So you know the candlesticks that normally have no wicks, and they normally tend to show some good momentum. So that's something you guys need to know. That's called the candlestick psychology. So you need to know when to trade a rising trend or a lower down trend. So with that, I'll just mark the second point that it is very crucial, that is that area which is the lower point. So after marking these simple crucial levels represented by those lines and boundaries, so after we mark that, once we have marked the higher and the low, what we have to wait is a retest, and you can see that candlestick forming there shows a good candlestick that has shown a good retest after that breakout on the top candlestick, on the second candlestick from what we have marked. So we can see there is a good retest there, so we can enter a trade from that point, because that shows after that breakout it has given us an indication that the direction that the momentum might continue in for a very short period of time, but it will continue to move to the up direction. So the current moving candlestick, you can see it's bullish and it has already created its wick. So the next point you put your stop loss is at where you have marked the lower end. So your take profit, now you can see that area I've marked there, that's the lower end. So I'll mark my candlestick now. You can see the entry point I want to enter. You can see the candlestick now currently forming its bearish, but we will enter that trade because we have confirmed that we have broken out and the candlestick is now showing a good momentum to the up direction. So I'll put ratio 1:2. You can see that's it, that's ratio 1:2 using that wrong position. So looking at this candlestick pattern moving upwards, we know that the candlesticks won't reach at the stop loss. Why? If you know and you have understood the candlestick psychology, you will have a very good potential thing to know and know that each and every candlestick being formed will move to your direction. So if you know and have learned how to master the candlestick psychology, so you know, after you can see I've marked that as my stop loss, and my take profit I've taken 1:2. So I'm very sure that the market will move to my direction. So we will be waiting with you here, guys, to see the direction of this candlestick, and this will be it shows a very good clue that the market will go upward, and it shows a good fully bodied bullish candlestick. So after the breakout, so buyers are firmly in control and could push the price higher to the area I've told you. So we still wait on this market, and by just breaking down what is the psychology of breakouts and retest. So when you understand that, you'll note that when prices breaks out and retest, it often because of big players. They add up to their position, pushing the momentum in a certain direction. So by waiting for a retest, as I've waited for that retest, so we can see buyers are in control, and those are the large players currently. So despite any movement from here, what I know is that the candlestick won't pass my stop loss despite what. So you can see it's trying to push the market up, and I will exit completely after we reach our take profit. So guys, if someone maybe would have taken this trade at this area, would have seen maybe the market trying to move downward, and then have a fear of maybe exiting the market. But that's not the case for a good trader. A good trader needs to be very focused and very patient. So you can see like this candlestick is moving down, so you have not to worry. You just have to wait for a good movement. You must wait for your entry point to get tapped. So I cannot exit that market because of that candlestick trying to push downwards. No, I'll just wait for the candlestick to continue pushing upward, because I know finally I have already seen the retest, and that's just a try of the candlestick trying to move downwards, but the overall direction is bullish. So guys, you cannot exit. Some of you just exit maybe while trying to trade the MT5. You find someone observing the candlestick now saying it's bearish, and he or she can exit the market, not knowing that now the market will still move to your direction. You can see like currently this one is moving down, but you cannot exit because you know your stop loss won't be hit, because you have already learned about how to deal with candlestick psychologies and how to enter sniper entries. So by all those, after making your levels and getting a breakout and retest, after and then looking for a candlestick that forms the right form after the retest. If the candle, you can see as ours has shown a bullish candlestick after the retest, so we have no issue that the candlestick will still move to our direction. So to avoid all those traps and false breakouts, you have to learn what we talk about, what is a candlestick psychology. You have to learn that and know when the large players often set traps in the synthetic markets, and always want to take out the retail traders. So you can see someone would have exited, but you should not exit. I just want to teach you that the market now is trying to pick all the retail traders out, those who have entered this market. But now we know that the big buyers, the large buyers are making this candlestick to move, this market to move upwards, move into a bullish direction. So you have not to worry. So to avoid such, you make sure that the retest is very clean, and wait for a good confirmation candlestick. You can see it has swept liquidity of all the retail traders who had set their stop losses at that point. And after focusing, we will note that the market will move completely up. And if you are to get asked why is the market trying to make some down direction, so if you are trying to look, if you can look at from behind, you can see there was a competition of the buyers and the sellers. That's why it's trying to make a certain consolidation here, but the current trend is bullish. So I'm waiting for the ratio 1:2 to be hit. So we have no worries. What you just have to remember is a good approach that works if you are trading on MT5 or the Deriv trader, and all the forex markets too. If you are trading, what you have to just understand is just the conditions that one has to know while trading the forex market or the Deriv synthetic market. So you can see this market is trying to move down, but I've told you it won't reach our stop loss. Why? Because the current trend is bullish, and you have I have understood what we call the psychology of the market. It's trying to sweep all the retail traders away, and then once it is done, the market will push the market very highly, moving with the good momentum candlesticks. You can see this one is trying to make very small candlesticks. We know that the market will move very well up. So we have no worries that we can worry that the market won't move up. It will definitely move to the up direction. So after you just set everything, make a mark in the high and low of a single candlestick like this 1 minute chart, wait for a breakout and retest to confirm the setup. Use the candlestick psychology to understand the strength of the breakout, as I have done, knowing that the market will go up. And after you do that, you can execute your entry with the best precision and manage your risk accordingly. Just look at this, it has left a very good space there. That's a fair value gap. It's very good that it has appeared at this point, and I told you that whenever the market leaves a space, that's called inefficiency or a fair value gap, meaning it doesn't matter of any side the market was going, it must come back and recover this gap there. So for those who are asking me what the fair value gap stands, or how can I identify a fair value gap in Deriv trading? So this is a fair value gap that has been created there. That's a very good fair value gap, even aside from those how we normally count the first, the second and the third candlestick. You can see this is a complete gap. So even a small child or a child in the lower classes can see that that's a gap that the market has left, meaning the market will come down, fill that gap, and you can see it has already started. You can see if you are a scalper, I will just enter currently with this market and take a short trade towards the downside until it fills that fair value gap. So you can see how it's trying to make. So let me show you the gap I'm talking about. So for those who are not understanding, so let me pick something, and you see I'm trying to analyze using a mobile device, guys, because most of you are still using a mobile device and you told me you don't know how to analyze. This is how you analyze using a mobile device. So you can see this gap I'm talking about here, and you see the market has already reached trying to cover up, but it must cover that fair value gap, filling that inefficiency. That's what we say. You see it has already filled that inefficiency, and definitely we are now sure the market now might reverse and go now to our direction. So we can say that from there the market now will go directly up. It has already done its work of filling that inefficiency. So we have no pressure of moving to the up direction. So I'll just wait for the market to hit my take profit. So we will just be here waiting to see whether our candlestick psychology will make us hit the take profit. Just look at the candlestick currently forming. It's forming a very strong bullish candlestick. Let me push this so that we can see whether it will reach to our destined take profit 1, and from there we can now push our take profit to break even. So if you see such kind of markets, you see we are only remaining with only one candlestick, and it's currently the one which is maybe we get in formation. The formation will lead us to the final take profit 1. So let's just observe this candlestick. I'm here with you guys. I told you I will always explain something which is moving. So you can see this candlestick is a candlestick moving by the market currently. Just look at it. You can see it's very almost moving to that point. I already take profit. You can see that's a take profit 1 hit. And you can see I'm using a 1 minute time frame, which is very difficult for traders to use that 1 minute. Most of the people claim that it's very difficult to get the sniper entries on 1 minute, and you see that on the 1 minute, despite that it is very difficult to master, you can get a very good edge in the synthetic markets to trade the 1 minute. And you can see the movement is still moving up. So When you realize that the movement is still on your direction, you can just move your long position at break even. So that means you take after you spot where you had taken your take profit, you can now proceed to predict the movement of the market on that same direction, but now your stop loss should be closer to the take profit wherever it is, so that whenever the market may decide to reverse, you will still be on the safer side with your profits. So with those few remarks, let's meet in the next video, guys. You can see me illustrating there that's where you can maybe put your break even. Let's meet in the next video, guys. Subscribe, share and comment.